So in today's video, I am going to prove to you that the Road King Classic is the best motorcycle on the planet, bar none. Prove me wrong. Okay, before you all get freaked out, this Road King is the best motorcycle that I have ever had. That's for sure, and I'm going to tell you why in a few minutes. But I definitely got to tell you why I started this video off like that. Something that's just been driving me crazy, and I'm going to preach from the pulpit. Pulpit. I should go to church more so I can say that right. But it's Saturday. It's not Sunday. I'm not riding on Sunday. It's Saturday. Focus, BoDean, focus. All right. When you have a YouTube channel, and you may talk about how much you love your motorcycle and the cool things that it does, you go see other motorcycles, you talk to other people that have different type of bikes and gear, you have different type of riding gear, like this Beyond Riders jacket, mesh shirt that I'm trying out for the first time today, and by the way, it feels really good. You always get people that say, you're wrong. Let me tell you what the biggest one is. The biggest one is when I go out and I talk about Duke, my 2000 Road King Classic, and talk about how it's a classic. And I will get 4 or 5 comments from those old riders that have knuckleheads and 2000 doesn't make it classic. Well, you know what? It's classic to me, and quite frankly, it's in the name, so I think you're wrong. But people lose their minds about that. And it kind of makes me funny. One, it doesn't bother me, because I think that's cool that people have passion and love their motorcycle. But I find it a little bit odd that people get a little crazy about it. Another example. Somebody will say that this Beyond Riders shirt, they don't like it. Or theirs is better, or, you know, there's always something that's different. Windshields, perfect example. We will have people today, I should probably focus a little more, that will say, dude, you should ride with the windshield on this bike. You're going to get a rock or teeth to the rock to the teeth, or you're going to hurt that pretty face of BoDean 52. You're going to get those, right? But when it comes to the motorcycles, they will say, oh, why are you using that windshield? That windshield's not as good as this windshield. Or, hey, why did you do a stage 1 on that bike? You know, if you would have done this differently, or if you do a stage 2 and upgrade to this cam, it's a lot better than what you have. Or, the famous one, Harley stink. I leak oil. I wouldn't buy one of those pieces of crap. And by the way, every time somebody says something to me, I'm like, hey, you know, I've been fortunate not to have a problem. Hey, which Harley did you have, and what kind of problem did you have on it, so I can share that with others? 95% of the time, well, it was my dad that told me that one day. Or, well, I just heard that. 9 of 10 or 95 of 100. Never had a Harley Davidson motorcycle. So I find it interesting, and maybe that's just because people, I would hope it's just like to debate, but sometimes it's just like, man, I feel bad. What is your major concern that you want to do that? And, you know, not getting too philosophical, but, you know, the whole, and I've talked about this with 3 of my good friends, the whole, you know, you want to be happy for other people. You may like something better than they do, but sometimes there's a way to not be an idiot, right? Which is, hey, dude, that Road King's sweet. I can understand why you love it. But I'll tell you what, I've had more experience with the Heritage, and it's also a great bike. Imagine that. Imagine somebody said something like that. Because you know what? Probably to them, the Heritage is a better bike. And probably the Clockworks windshield is better to some people. And I just don't get how, like today, I can say this Road King is the best bike on the planet, because I don't know that. I don't know that. I mean, to me it is, but I haven't ridden every bike. I got a buddy of mine, and he's gonna know I'm talking about him. And I love the guy to death. He's got a YouTube channel, super cool guy, but he will spiritually debate you on why every motorcycle he has is better than what you have. And I just kind of laugh it off, and actually I push back just for kicks. Well, now he knows. But I find it funny, even though he's owned a lot of motorcycles, that, dude, it's better for you, but maybe it's not better for everybody else. So I don't know what the heck has gotten people crazy. And you two are going to stay right there, right? You stay there, you're going to stay there. Now that's good folk right there. I don't know what people got so crazy. And maybe they're just old and grumpy, or some people just want to stir it up. But, you know, at some point in your life, you get to the I don't give a shit what you think stage, and BoDean 52 is there. Other than my bride, of course. And you folks, because I do care about your opinion. Actually, I've changed some things on my bike, or events, or things I was doing, because I get feedback from everybody. That's the greatest thing about the YouTube channel. I think I get more, it's more fun, and you learn a little bit more about things and people when you go through the comments and respond to folks that I try to be timely, and it's tough on some of the bigger videos. But that's where all the fun is. So my question before I tell you why this is the greatest bike on the planet, and that you guys are all wrong, tell me what you think is your favorite bike on the planet. And am I missing something here? Probably. All right. So one of the reasons that I love this bike is you can take it anywhere. It can be a bar hopper, a right around town bike. You can tour on it. You can take it almost everywhere. This bike does it all. I mean, you could drive this bike straight through hell, and it would still come out on the other side. It sounded flippin' awesome. How can you go wrong there? So the second reason that I really love this motorcycle, this is Glenbrook and Patterson, folks, because every time I go on this road, people are like, hey, what's the name of that road? And I'm like, I don't know. My favorite road? Is that you can get into this bike. Now, again, this is Duke, a 2000 Road King Classic. That's right, I name my bikes if you're new to the channel, and welcome to the crazy. But I will tell you what, I got this bike, even though I did a little trade, and I've told this story before, for a quad and some cash. I basically bought this bike with 20,000 miles on it for about $4,000. 4,000 bucks. Now, yeah, I put some money in it, I put some white walls on it. And doesn't it look sweet with white walls, by the way? And I did do the cam chain tensioners, because that is a problem that exists with some of these older Road Kings. I'm not sure what year that goes to, that it's a problem. 2007 maybe? Somebody will correct me or give me that information, I'm sure. But you can get into this bike for not a lot of money. And I got to tell you what, it is really simple to maintain. Now, the cam work and all that I had done just because I don't have that skill set. Yeah, fall is coming in Michigan, as you can tell. But it is really, really simple to maintain. I think I've had this 3 or 4 years now. Zero problems. Seriously, zero problems with it. And other than that initial work, the cost to maintain it is really cheap. So you don't have to be, you know, thinking about spending 30,000 bucks on a new bike when you can have something like this for $4, put $1,000 or $2,000 into it, and you got a bike that's going to last you forever, and that they're going to bury you on it, which is what's going to happen with this bike and me. That's right, I said it. Now, if you are into, ooh, the deer are out. If you are into a little bit of noise, these bikes, and this bike has that, what I consider old Harley classic, yep, I said it, classic, roar to it that's not too much, but it's enough to make you feel like you're on an older motorcycle. It just sounds beautiful. I will tell you, I get more people talk about how this bike sounds and looks than anything else by far. And I think and you just saw me back there in those little bit of twisties. This bike, I think it's about 800 pounds, maybe 810, something like that. Handles extremely well. And when you think about it, it's a 25-year-old motorcycle. And it just does fantastic. But I think the thing to me is how it ultimately makes you feel when you ride it. I feel, and I love my other motorcycle for a bunch of different reasons, but this bike makes you feel different. And I think at the end of the day, it's probably just the simplistic nature of it. You know, no radio, no GPS, no cruise control. Yeah, you're right. It does not have traction control on it, so you got to be a little bit smart, but you get used to how you ride it that way. But it's just the simplistic of it. And of course, the big old headlight is what has always attracted me to this bike. But I got to tell you what, it is, to me, the best bike that I've ever had. And I would love to hear from all of you is, what is the best bike that you've ever had? And have you ever even gotten into a conversation, a debate, or somebody just telling you that what you're doing with your bike is wrong and how theirs is better? And you're sitting there going, yeah, I get it. I think you're wrong, dude, but I'm not going to get into it with you. Or because we really don't care. Because I do think it's good to hear other people's opinions. But I'll tell you what, my opinion is pretty simple to me. To me, BoDean 52, the Road King Classic, is the best bike on the planet. That's right. You all be safe out there. Checking a friend. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
By my side, we'll take Harley for a ride. I love you all like I love this